Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Mackenzie Lambert here, your host for Mack and the Movies. We continue our Fritz Lang series. We began with Dr. Mabuse, Der Spieler, then continued with Metropolis, M, The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, and Manhunt. Today we look at a film that honestly might be the least favorite of the ones I've watched so far. It really breaks my heart to say that. Let's take a look at the noir thriller Woman in the Window, starring Edward G. Robinson and Joan Bennett. Richard Wainley is a psychology professor and stunt double for Lewis Black.
They think we're so stupid that on many bottles of spring water, they print the nutritional facts.
He bids farewell to his wife and children as they leave for summer holiday. Wainley sees a painting of a beautiful woman before meeting up with friends. The men joke with each other about engaging in debauchery with their better halves off away. District Attorney Layler tells them about the troubles he's seen, often started by innocuous circumstances and having a drink too many. Wainley takes up reading before leaving to go home. He stops by the painting once more, only to meet the model of the painting, Alice Reed. They strike up conversation that leads to them going to her home. While engaging in small talk, her lover, Claude Mazard, interrupts them and he thinks they're engaging in an affair. Mazard goes to kill Wainley, but is killed by Wainley in an act of self-defense. While reasonable to think they did nothing wrong, they realize that the incident could be misinterpreted and lead to scandal. Wainley and Reed plan to dump the body and clean up the crime scene to avoid suspicion. Wainley sloppily disposes of the body, which is found quickly by a Boy Scout, and the police soon investigate. The investigation seems to clear both Wainley and Reed of any suspicion, but things take a turn when Hyde, the bodyguard of Mazard, arrives. He threatens to rat them out unless he's paid. It leads to a series of events that involve Hyde becoming the main suspect in the crime, while Wainley and Reed are at his mercy. Can Wainley and Reed get out of this situation alive? Woman in the Window was released in 1944 by International Pictures, an independent company owned by screenwriter Nunnally Johnson. Despite being independent of the studio system, they still had to follow the Hays production codes. This explains the ending of the film, which is the biggest flaw. Warning, I'm going to spoil a 74-year-old movie. At the end, fearing being caught, Wainley takes a drink laced with a medication that could kill someone if the dosage is too high. Originally, Wainley was to die from suicide. Yet, because of the Hays office, the suicide was changed to the most dreaded of cheap tactics when written in a corner. The everything was a dream ending.
It's 10:30, Professor Wanley.
Wainley wakes up and the people in his dream are actually staff in the smoking lounge he patrons. I hated this type of ending in Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla. I hated this type of ending in Umberto Lenzi's Nightmare City. I hate this type of ending even more in Woman in the Window because Fritz Lang, a gutsy filmmaker who gave a middle finger to the Hays office with Manhunt, is now just another director that caved to the Hays office.
You've lost your boss.
The only reason why it stands as one of the worst tactics in filmmaking is because no one has ever done it correctly. For a film to properly utilize such a twist or ending, it relies on a few key factors. For one, the main character must be in every scene. Second, there must be no transitions or cutaways. The movie would have to appear to be one single shot and the main character must never be absent from a scene. The closest examples to this would include Alfred Hitchcock's Rope or Josh Becker's Running Time. That is the only way the everything was a dream twist can work. With a cast like this, you can't help but be enthralled by the movie before the abhorrent plot twist. Edward G. Robinson brings a surprising vulnerability to his turn as Wainley. He plays a man who thinks he's in control but realizes he's in over his head too late. Joan Bennett does a much better job speaking naturally as opposed to with a horrible Cockney accent like in Manhunt. Raymond Massey, fresh off his turn as Jonathan Brewster in Frank Capra's Arsenic and Old Lace, plays the district attorney with such keen senses and even adds some dark humor in his disbelief that Wanley could be involved in a murder. Annie Duryea adds some great menace as Height, serving as a proper foil for Wanley and Reed. Woman in the Window is a solid noir entry in a revered genre, but the plot twist completely ruins the film. It makes the emotional investment in the characters not mean anything. Using the everything is a dream plot twist is an absolute waste. This is a Fritz Lang film I can't bring myself to recommend, or if you stop the movie when Wanley takes the poison drink, you'll see how the movie as it was intended. And that finishes this look at Woman in the Window. Thanks for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Next week, we are taking a look at Scarlet Street. Until then, this is Mackenzie Lambert from Mack the Movies. Take care, and have a good week.